I enjoyed 2 of the days very much. Friday afternoon was good. It actually worked out playing early on Friday. I was able to get out and spend some time with my family. The guys were able to get out, get on some of the water slides and do some of that stuff. So, although that day was kind of cloudy and wasn't as nice as the other days, I'm told. I didn't get outside from Tuesday to Friday afternoon, but no, it was great. It was great to have everybody around. Great to have some of the families on the trip and see them enjoy themselves. And the games were good games. They were all quality games. They were all high intensity games. Our crowd was great. They were loud. They were into it. In those moments, you didn't feel like you were in paradise. You felt like you were in a gym ready to go, which was good.
What were you able to learn about your team during that week that maybe you didn't know, say, 2 weeks ago before y'all went down there?
Well, there's a toughness about this group that the level continues to go higher and higher. I've talked about the resilience of the group, and I've seen that, but again, you have to test that sometimes. You have to see, okay, what level of resilience do we really have? Does it sound good, but then when you're thrown in that fire again, does it wilt a little bit? And they don't back away from any challenge. To listen to them, the way that they talk, the way that they care about each other, the way they pick each other up. Thursday was tough. We played a really, really good team, a team that's top 5 in the net right now, and you lose that game going in thinking you get a real chance to win it. You lose the game the way that we did, and with a quick turnaround, you don't know. Okay, is there going to be a hang our heads and pout and feel bad for yourself and all those things? And there was not. By the time we met that night, probably around, I think we met at 8:30 that night, Thursday night, to get ready for Friday morning. They were locked in. And I knew then and there, I was like, all right, I don't know that we'll win the game by double figures, but I knew, I was like, all right, we're ready to go, in that game Friday morning.
Did you get on the water slide?
I did get on the lazy, not so lazy Rapids River, which was great, and I was coaxed into doing the leap of faith. There is video. I don't know that it's been released, but there was a message to our guys at the end of that if that plays, I did send a message to them of if that's something that I can do, then there's other things they can be doing better.
In the age of the portal and roster reconstruction and everything, are those trips, just in terms of building chemistry and off the court cohesion, perhaps more important than they've ever been when you've got so many new guys trying to gel?
Yes, if you have the right group, right? I think as long as you have the right people, and I do believe that we have the right people, because they can go the other way too, right? You can get in there and then all of a sudden it's it's whatever it was, 5 or 6 days together, and you're kind of closed quarters, and it could go the other way too, right? There's probably teams that go on those trips and walk away going man, I don't want to see these people for another month, but that's not this group. And so I do think that when you have the right people, the right individuals, and not even right basketball players, just right people in that group, and they're around each other and kind of build those bonds, and you start to see some of those connections being made and guys picking each other up and doing the right things. That speaks volumes of where this group can head.
Are you setting much store at this juncture of the season and looking at where you guys stand in the net and everything like that, and looking around the A-10 a little bit?
Yeah, you always have some eye to it, right? We have to control what we can control, and that's the biggest thing, right? We have a game on Friday against a pretty good team that we need to go and execute and perform and win the game, right? So whatever the other stuff is, well, this team's here in the net, that team's here in KenPom, or this team's here, and why are they ahead, and why are we behind, and why is it blah, blah, you could drive yourself nuts on all that stuff. Certainly we look at it, we want to see that. I'm happy to see that we have, I think, 2 of the 6 quality wins in the conference. I think that means something, right? But I'm happy to see that the conference is performing well and getting the recognition that it deserves, because I think there's, I think right now, at least half, if not more, of the teams are probably performing above preseason expectations. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for all of us. So I do root for that. You know, like I was sitting there, whatever night that was, watching that Dayton BYU game. Like I'm rooting for Dayton hard. Now I love Kevin and I love the staff at BYU. They're friends, but you know I'm rooting for Dayton in that game. Like, I want to see that. You know, and I don't know if that's normal for other coaches, but like to me that's what, you know, what's the saying? Rising tide floats all boats. Like hopefully our wins are picking other people up. Hopefully these other wins are picking people up, and you know, again, that's what conference play is for, right? Like let's all raise our level here, and then conference play, let's go and let's see who's the best. You know, so yeah, there's always an eye to it, but also not getting so caught up in it that knowing that in a week, you know, when the next one is released, things can be flipped just off of one game, right?
Coach, it's been